Hey guys, welcome back to Smoky Bonsai. I've got another bonsai project that I'm working on. This is actually a pre-bonsai job I'm working on today. I'm back here in the side yard where I planted several of my bald cypress and a few other trees in the ground in hopes to grow them bigger, quicker, so I can have nicer, bigger bonsai in the future. I'm going to show you real quick what I've got back here. A lot of weeds, but several trees that have really made an improvement just in the year that they've been in the ground. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you. I'm not going to film every single tree dig that I do, but I'll show you what's here and show you what it looks like. Maybe one of them in the process and then the whole thing when I'm finished. So let's take a look at that. And in the meantime, while I'm doing that, why don't you hit that subscribe button, and we got plenty more bonsai going on for the rest of the season, and I'd like to share that with you. So if you would, hit that subscribe button. Thanks. These are a couple crab apples. The original root system and stuff wasn't great, I didn't think, but since it's been in the ground, I'm kind of liking it a little bit better. But I'm going to leave these in for a little bit longer. They're blooming right now. I'm going to make some more air layers off of them. Here's one that I didn't get to last year. It didn't take. I just need to cut it off and clean it up. And this other bigger one in the background, I'm going to take a bunch of air layers off of that here just as soon as it's ready to go. And then hiding out down here is a little bald cypress seedling I sprouted last year. It's ready to dig. I'll dig it, do some root pruning, and put it back in the ground. I've got an oak tree here that it's not ready to dig, but I will dig it at the proper time, root prune it, and put it back. And here's my bald cypress trees. They're quite large, but I'm going to come in with a saw and I'm going to cut them off down here somewhere. I'll dig them up, root prune them, clean up the weeds, and put them back in the ground. I think it's going to, I can already tell that base has certainly improved since the time I first put them in the ground. Same with this one. This base thickened up well last year. So I'm really excited to see what the roots are going to look like. This is a maple I dug the other day. Really happy with the progress the roots are making. It's going to take a little bit more root development to really get a nice root system there, but hopefully it will back bud here and will be the start of a nice tree. Let's see, another cypress tree here ready to go. The buds are swelling on this ginkgo tree. I'm starting to see some grain there, so I think I'll go ahead and pop this ginkgo up, root prune it, and put it back in the ground. It probably wouldn't hurt just to stay in the ground another year, but I think it'll pop up easy. Might as well do it while I'm doing this project. Another bald cypress. Here's a little sweet gum that kind of took a beating over the winter. Lost the leader, and then the other branch snapped, but the buds are opening up. So I'll go ahead and pop that out, root prune it, put it back. I've got a hackberry here that I already cut off. When I dig this up, if the root system looks like it's ready for a container, I'll go ahead and put this one in the container. It mainly went into the ground just because when I dug it, the root system was really subpar. So I thought I would either leave it in the ground a couple years, see if I can improve the roots, or I would maybe just air layer off of it. Got one more cypress stuck back in here, but I've also got some other hackberries that are just grown up. If those hackberries come out and I can snip them off and do something with them, I'll keep them. Otherwise, they're gonna go to the trash pile. So you can see I got a little bit of trash stuff here I got to pick up too. So let's, and then I don't have the rest of the trees out of this area yet, just because we still have frost, potential frost coming up. So I want them left here at the base of the house. This is the south side of the house that gets the sun. So we'll let that, we'll let them go ahead and rest here for a little bit longer. I did a video here recently of this, digging this guy out of the ground, and you can see he's leafing out just fine. So, all right, let's get to work. Okay, so just the progress here. You can see that I've gotten dug down deep around that root ball now. As much as I complain about my soil, it's kind of loamy, and at least it's easy digging. And what I mean by complaining about my soil, it's really high in pH. And so I treat it 2 times a year with sulfur to help bring that pH down. But like I said, it's good digging. And it stays pretty moist. Of course, there's a chunk of clay in it now, but okay, I'm about to get this thing out. I'm gonna get back to it. Okay, I have it out of the ground, and my next job here is to clean all of the garden soil away from it and find out what I have for a root system. It looks like I have a big root that kind of turned back on itself. We'll explore that and see what we can do. So I'm just going to work on this for a little bit, and I'll come right back. This has taken a while. You can clearly tell that this tree had grown in a pot for a long time. I've got roots that I'm trying to chase back, such as this one here. It goes all the way back in here and crosses everything. So I'm just trying to get things clean, and then try to get in there and get some clean cuts on them and remove a lot of that problem rooting there, and still just plucking away at the soil. Guys, there was a lot to deal with here. I got all the big coarse roots that were growing down in the soil off. I have a few more of these I'm going to deal with. I don't know yet how I'm going to deal with this. I'm thinking maybe at the next dig I'll try to carve it, maybe. But you can see that all this folds back on itself. So I whittled back a bunch of this, and hopefully I've got some stuff down below it that's going to take off. So I think I've got enough that I can put it back in the ground and maybe let it go another year, and then I'll try to do this again. So I think I'm going to dip it in some water one more time. Looks like I got one more cut or 2 more cuts to clean up a little bit better, and I'll put it back in the ground. So that's kind of a view of what it looks like now. There are, I kind of kept forgetting and getting careless, but there's a bunch of little buds that are poking out, and I hope I didn't rub any of those off or damage them to the point where they won't work. So I'm going to get set up to put this back in the ground. right, next we are going to do the ginkgo tree, which I think is in a little better shape than the last two cypress trees, but I do see crossing roots, and some things we can clean up. So let me tackle it real quick. Okay, that's not perfect, but it is a start. I had a couple of big crossing roots that I had to get rid of, and a couple significant ones here. So I'm going to spread these out into a radial pattern as I plant it back in the ground. Lastly for the night, I've got this sweet gum. When I dug it up, it was a sprout coming off of a root, which I didn't realize at the time, but it had some roots at the base of it. So maybe you can see that this was the original root with the sprout, and since it's been in the ground, it has created all these roots, these fine roots. So I'm just going to snip them back, put it back in the ground. I'll have to let it grow for a while. I will have to get creative to decide what I'm going to do with that root. I'm just going to comb it out, put it back in the ground, and let it go for a couple years next time. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. It's starting to get cold, and I don't like to be cold. So I've got a little more work to do, but there's not really a lot of use to keep showing you. So real quick to review, crab apples are there blooming, air layer those. Can't see it very well. Got an oak tree here I'll dig up soon. 2 bold cypress I have completed with them. The ginkgo tree, they do need some support, so that board and brick are right next to it. And then that sweet gum tree that I just did last, I decided it could go in the ground at an angle and maybe have one of these, maybe that shoot come out and become the new leader or something. And that's how I'm gonna try to get around that funny root that was down in there. So hopefully that does that. I got a mess here. I need to get it cleaned up. They say there's a chance of rain. I got to get my tools all cleaned up and put away. So thanks for watching, and keep giving you updates and see how they fare through the summer, and hopefully they make some really good bonsai in the future. Again, if you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk at you again here real soon. Take care.